Jen Vaughn, that is accurate. This is the highest bar. The jury has to unanimously agree beyond a reasonable doubt that Adam Montgomery beat his daughter Harmony, that Adam Montgomery killed his daughter Harmony, and that Adam Montgomery then desecrated her 35-pound body to cover up the crime because, as the prosecution reminded the jury, no body, no crime was Adam's mantra.
Wake up, baby girl. Baby girl, wake up.
Adam Montgomery's defense attorney working to humanize and soften a defendant who the state called an enraged tyrant.
He believes Harmony's life and death are a waste of time.
2+ hours of closings, two very different versions of the murder of a little girl and the desecration of her body. The jury was stoic while many in the gallery wept.
But he did not do this to hide that he killed Harmony, because he did not kill Harmony.
Key witness, Adam's estranged wife, Kayla, who was called a liar.
She's lying because she has something to hide still, because the truth points to her. Adam did some very, very bad things, but he did not kill his daughter.
Or was Kayla, as the state called her, a victim of domestic abuse and of Adam's scheme to cover up the murder of his daughter?
What she is a battered woman admitting an inconvenient and terrible truth. She did nothing to help Harmony, nothing to stop her. She didn't kill her.
Harmony, at first a missing child, prompting searches, vigils, reward funds, outrage. Now dead, both sides agree, but not laid to rest. Because of one man, says the state.
Her face, her eyes, that smile, only the defendant, as we all sit and stand here today, knows where they are, because the evidence contained on them will show that he caused her death.
Jury deliberations pick up here tomorrow at 8:45 in the morning. That jury reminded to avoid all media on their phones, newspapers, radio, television, of course, social media. Adam Montgomery does not have to be present for the verdict. We're live in Manchester this evening. Amy Cavino, WMUR News 9.
And there were several twists throughout this trial, including a last-minute motion by the defense to toss testimony by Adam Montgomery's estranged wife, Kayla. WMUR's Tim Callery also live in Manchester now, where the judge ruled against that motion, Tim.
And Jen, this was an attempt by the defense to prevent the jury from considering Kayla Montgomery's testimony during deliberations. You may remember when that motion was filed, the defense accused prosecutors of influencing Kayla Montgomery by telling her attorney information about what Adam's attorney said during their opening statements. But today, the judge disagreed and said she would allow Kayla's testimony to be considered during jury deliberations. As we know, Kayla Montgomery is the state's key witness in this trial. She was the only other adult in the family's car when prosecutors say Adam Montgomery hit his daughter Harmony, which ultimately caused her death. Earlier in this trial, during Kayla's testimony, the defense tried to discredit her story by saying Harmony was actually dead hours before the prosecution alleges.
Kayla, that assault never happened, did it?
Yes, it did.
Because something did happen at 2 or 3 in the morning on the day that Harmony died.
Yes.
And that was that Adam got in the car and Harmony did not wake up.
No.
Now, although it has been established in this trial that Harmony Montgomery is dead, people have put up these missing child flyers throughout the grounds of the courthouse here in downtown Manchester. It shows their determination to keep Harmony's face and name in the public view as police continue to look for her body. Reporting live in the Queen City, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.